I have this flip-flop, this shoe. Why do I have this shoe, you might ask? So I just wanted to share this message to get creative. So Sarah Blakely and some other people that I've learned about, these billionaire people, successful people, they got creative. And so something that's come up for me is, how do we get in the door? How do we get our foot in the door? And so Sarah Blakely did this when she was trying to get her foot in the door with Spanx, and she sent a shoe to someone and then a little package with her product and stuff and said, hey, I just wanted to get my foot in the door. And this little clever play ended up working out super well for her, and she got a great business deal in partnership by doing this. And so something as simple as a shoe and sending it to somebody, a nice clean one, hopefully not a dirty one, was something that opened the door for her. And so I've learned from following these successful entrepreneurs and these business people that they get creative. And even in my video I have on how I was able to get an interview when there were 5,000 applicants, you could check that out here if you would like. And trust me, I did not get a lot of interviews as well. So it's not like I just got every interview that I tried for. That's part of it too. You have to play the numbers game, put yourself out there, keep going, keep persisting. Eventually you'll find something, but get creative. So you can get creative with multiple things. So if you want to leave your job, I've gotten some messages from people about wanting to do something different, or they make decent income, but they're ready to take it up a notch. And that's something that I'm working on too. And so I will share my journey. But one thing is to get creative and to think, what value can you bring? What are you interested in? What experiences do you have that are unique to you? I'm thinking of doing a video on the unfair advantage, which Ali Abdaal talks about, and a lot of people talk about this. Your unfair advantage. What is your unfair advantage? Like he was a doctor and he was at Cambridge University, so he had these things that he was able to uniquely relate to, or people who wanted to get into this great university, or people who wanted to pass their exams to become a doctor, and he was number one in his class, or he passed them and did a great job. And so he was able to share that experience. So what are some things that you have that you might not even realize are actually skills and are valuable, or experiences that could help someone and that people want, right? We talk about sales as being a service, as being something that you provide for someone else, whether it's a product, whether it's information, whether it is something that makes them feel good. There's different types of products, right? Like we see comedy or things that make us feel good, or take away the pain of life or the hardships of life, make life more fun, or something that could provide a solution, and that is knowledge and education business, right? Or a product that makes people feel good about themselves, right? There's a beauty business, $1 billion, $1 trillion industries on making people feel better about themselves, the health industry, etc. So what are your unfair advantages? What are things that you could use to maybe create more money for yourself, or to build a business, or to do something different? Also, with that, maybe your skill, like I've talked about this before, if you're a teacher, how can you transfer those skills into a different industry or leverage your skill? So a lot of teachers have left the teaching field. There's a ton of people who are still super passionate about it and love it and want to keep doing it, which is great, and it's definitely needed. It's super important. But they will become corporate trainers. They also maybe will do instructional design. And so you can go be with a different company and business, and you use your skills in order to potentially make more money and leverage it in a different arena, or have come online and share the information and teach online. And so start getting creative, okay? Partly with just your everyday stuff, but then also how can you come up with new ideas to make different connections, or to reach out to people and get your foot in the door. And so it's really important. Jesse Itzler, I'll share the story as well. I think I talked about it in a video I did recently, but he creates his own luck. So part of it is creating your own luck. If I'm sitting in my room, whining, complaining, scrolling social media, and I don't do anything, or I don't put myself out there or anything, what's going to come to me? Probably nothing. And so you have to think strategically. What type of life do you want to live? What type of arena do you want to be in? And then how can you get in that arena? So I talk about Jesse Itzler. I love Sarah Blakely and Jesse Itzler. Check them out if you want. I have more videos on my channel as well for those. But he talks about the muffin story, where he was first starting out with Marquis Jet. He had gotten a private jet ride, and him and his young friend, they're in their young 20s, and were like, I want to ride like this. People ride like this. People travel like this. Let's go. And so he tried to figure out how he could start a company. And he ended up finding a TED Talk conference. It was a huge thing. And there were tons of successful people that were going there and speaking there. And he wasn't there yet. He hadn't achieved the success that he has yet. But he's like, I need to go there. He recognized that people who are wealthy, successful, and probably had money were going to be there. And he has a jet company. He wouldn't just go to a random Starbucks. Maybe you'll meet someone at a random Starbucks down the street in the middle of the country. Maybe, but probably not, right? He was like, my client has a lot of money. They travel. They'll be going to different events. So I'm going to go to that event. He couldn't get in. He struggled to get in, but he ended up going by the coffee shop, the local coffee shop that all these people went to, and noticed that they were ordering muffins and that they were also ordering a latte. And so he couldn't buy all the lattes, but he bought all the muffins and hoarded the muffins. And so the next day, like, people would go in. This one customer went in and said, I'd like a latte and a muffin. And it was so funny because they're like, well, we can give you a latte, but we don't have any muffins left. I'm so sorry. But the guy was leaving and Jesse goes, hey, I happen to have muffins. I have an extra muffin and like 400 that I bought under the table. And so the guy said, oh, really? Thank you so much. That'd be great. Can I sit with you? And they sat and talked, and he asked, like, what do you do? And Jesse said, oh, I have this jet company, private jet company. And he's like, no way. I'm actually looking for a private jet service. And they talked, and then guess what? Jesse got his first client there, but he was creative. So this is just something that came to me right now, and that's why I wanted to record a video on it. How can you think differently? How can you think creatively? How can you think about the current skills that you have and how to adapt them or put them in a new industry or build something for yourself or make a new connection? How can you meet somebody else, or how can you provide value to somebody else? What can you do? Get creative. It's about thinking outside of the box. A lot of times we can just, like, you don't need to reinvent the wheel with a lot of stuff, but just start getting your mind thinking in this way. And I really think this will be something that helps you. It's all about the mind and your thinking. I've talked about this. I post on the community tab, lots of different lessons and things if you want to check those out. And I might make videos based on what I write as well and think. But it was something about how you think. If you think big, you will get big in your life if you take action on the thinking. But if you are just thinking in this tunnel, if you just see this, that's why I love social media, and I've loved being able to have access to people who think differently than me, who think bigger than me, because guess what? Then I think bigger. I didn't used to always think like this. I did have dreams and goals, and I always felt some of these things within myself. But I'm expanding my thinking. So expand your thinking, expand your belief, and get creative. I think if you get creative and if you start thinking about your current skills, or maybe what skills you can learn and adopt and how to get known, right? Marketing, that's a big part of it too. Marketing is just the process of making something known. You are awesome how you are. I guarantee that you are unique and special and have gifts that people want. And so you just need to figure out what those are, how you can get in an industry that values you, how you can make more, and from that, then you can go further and higher. So I hope this video was helpful to you. I just got this message and I really wanted to share it. So let me know in the comments below if it was helpful. Feel free to let me know if you have any questions or things I could help you with. I'm still on my own journey, but I'm happy to share things that I've learned and things that I'm learning so that I could hopefully help you too. Feel free to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, share with a friend, subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next video. Keep learning, working, and growing. Get creative, think differently. If you think different and you act different and you are different, people will notice and something good will happen for you. Bye guys, you got this. See you in the next one.